Okay, g'day. I'm Renton Millar, the head judge of World Skate for the park discipline. And right now we have a recap of the judging at the 2024 Dubai competition that was a couple of weeks ago. This little project is to explain the judging a little bit better. Hopefully it helps some of the skaters and coaches and federations have a better understanding of how the judging works. We've put out a number of videos on the criteria and the procedures and things like that that we work with to get to the scoring. And this is a recap of the last event. What a great event in Dubai! Some amazing skateboarding. Now one step closer to the Olympics. We're cutting to 44 skaters for the next event in China. And as part of the judging process, we're going to explain to you a little bit about how we came to some of the conclusions and what we were thinking during the process of judging. The first step, the park. I found this park personally to be one of the harder parks to skate out of all the parks that we've skated in this series of events leading up to the Olympics. I've skated all the parks so far, and the first few all were fairly simple. The lines in this one seemed a bit harder. It seemed perhaps a little harder to get speed, and then it was a little bit more complicated, I felt like, to keep your speed. I came to that conclusion just skateboarding it myself, and then I watched basically every practice and every run of the competition. So I saw the process of the skaters skating the skate park for the first time up until all their practice groups through qualifying, quarterfinals, semis and finals. For the judges, it was great at this event to see everyone skate the park from start to finish. Sometimes in some of the previous events we've seen skaters come a month early or 3 months early or whatever and practice quite a lot, and then we rock up and they're just absolutely smashing the park. It was great to see the process of how the skaters work out the park, how they figure out their lines, and then how they apply their tricks to those lines. That really helps us understand how the park skated. The skate park had a number of different obstacles, original obstacles to that park that we haven't sort of seen in the other ones. We had the rail, the box, the interesting spine thing, the volcano, which had two sides to it. It had the round section and it had just the vert ramp section. From what I saw and what I felt, linking the obstacles was a bit harder than the other parks we skated in the park. Some of the other in the past, some of the other parks, they flowed you from obstacle to obstacle quite easily. This one, it seemed to be a bit more effort, and it seemed to be at the spot where you had to hit the spine thing. It became a little bit complicated, and the next bit was hitting the round side of the volcano, and I think those two obstacles were quite challenging. And as a result, the judges were rewarding people that were able to link things on those obstacles, and particularly hard tricks on either of those obstacles. And then as well, the rail as well was also a key part of things. So the women's event, this event, there was a massive field of skaters. I think maybe the most that we've had in any of our events. I think there was maybe 80 or 90 women, and I think maybe 100, 120 or 130 guys. In the qualifying, we found that, not many people were using the rail. So when we saw girls using the rail, we rewarded them. In the first round, because we had a lot of skaters and the cut wasn't quite at the point where we're being super critical to get people through, we were kind of letting slip things like just rolling past the rail, just doing a drive-by over the fun box, and not really just rolling over the fun box. But as the competition went on, that sort of became something that the judges were looking at more as something that was going to be a negative. Like if you rolled over that fun box, then that wasn't really going to be good for your score. There were heaps of people that ripped. In a field like this, it's really, really hard to mention everybody. Judges were stoked to see Mizuhu stay on the run, make it through in a high position. Great skateboarder, really smooth style, great approach to skating in the park. Great to watch. It was really, really cool. In the earlier rounds, or actually in any rounds, the judges are always stoked to see people push their airs, giving a bit of gas, going as high as they can. Isai Kahara, fantastic Madonnas. Mai Sugawara, always pushing it. Fernando Tanisi, anytime you push your airs, it's gonna grab the judge's attention. You know, like if you just go mellow, it's not so good. And when judges are watching a lot of skaters do a lot of fundamentally basic tricks, it really gets their attention when you're doing like a proper lip trick, like a good lip trick, you know, like rather than a backside 50-50 or a 5-0. I mean, this is all just fundamental skateboarding. Everyone knows this, you know, like people seeing backside tower slides or frontside nose grinds, pushing airs, it's going to get a lot more attention. Yeah, so other skaters that were worthy of mention, Yujuan Li from China, great use to the park. Really, her run was like, it was really a run. The whole thing was around the park, and it wasn't like, oh, I'll put a trick here, I'll put a trick there. It was just one run, and that's what we're looking for. We're not looking for best trick. We're not looking for someone to do a rad trick here and then a rad trick there, and let's just do a trick and let's just get over to this spot. Now I've done this trick, I need to get over to this spot. We want it to all be one run and to flow into each other. You know, it's not just like cobbling together a few tricks here and there. Isadora Pacheco had a great transfer, and anytime you're seeing something, a use to the skate park that no one else is doing in a great way, that's also going to get the judge's attention. It's one thing to do a trick that no one's doing, but to skate a part of the skate park that no one's skating, or skating a part of the skate park in a certain way that no one else is doing it, it's going to get the judge's attention again. The quarterfinals, again, great skating. I mean, at this level, you're not going to have a phase of skateboarding that is going to be, average or, not very good. This again, was great skating. What I will say, in the quarterfinals, a lot of the girls do play a little bit of a strategic game, where it's all about sort of chilling on a run and then making micro improvements by adding small additions each time. And what that does is that does open the doors for other people that put their foot on the gas and really give a good effort to sort of break through and do well. And that's what we felt like. Coco Crafter got a really good result because she pushed her whole run. She had great use of the park. And I think that's one of her first events. She got a really good result. And that was, I think, a lot because a lot of other people just chilled. Julia Benedetti, great use of the skate park. When you actually try and make things look good and put some effort and stuff into it, you're going to be rewarded. So the semi-finals, at this stage of the competition, the judges began to punish just rolling over the box. In earlier rounds, it wasn't so much of an issue, but, just doing the drive-by over the box. At this stage of the game, semi-finals with the best in the world, you kind of expected to sort of have something over it. Arissa True had a great 540 on the dark side of the volcano, on the curve bit. She's got a great 540 no matter what. Great McTwist. But adding it to that spot really gave it that little bit of flavour, and it brought something that, in some instances can just be applied as just like a quarter pipe trick, but done in a rad spot. And just to note, with 540s, it is a great trick, but it comes with some context. If you're doing a 540 and it's at the expense of how you're using the park, the 540 is not going to pack the same punch. There's any trick in a park competition can be done you could go back and forth in a half pipe and do a trick, or you can do it in the middle of flowing between two obstacles, and it's a park, so the judges want to see you, flowing between two obstacles and putting your hard trick between. Like, if you mix it up with different tricks and different parts of the park, it's really going to have a different impact on your run. Just because I think sometimes some people see a trick like a 540 and it's it's just a great trick. It's like, it is a great trick. It's a gnarly trick. It's one of my favorite tricks. But it has to have some context of where you do it and how you do it. And yeah, just remember that we're judging the whole run. We're not just judging a trick here and a trick here linked together with 50-50s. It's one run. We want to have a nice flowing run. We had May Sugawara just missing out in the cut. Skated super well, but just bumped out by Bryce. Bryce packed run full of tricks all over the park. That was just the way it turned out. But yeah, some great skaters didn't make it through. So in the finals, just a note, in a 4-phase competition where you have to skate 4 times, I think it's easy to get maybe a little bit complacent if you're just repeating the same run. If you're repeating the same run a couple times, whatever. Execution is part of the criteria, and I think it's important not to slip into just a mundane repetition of the same stuff. I think it's fine to repeat the same line and the same tricks between phases, but you want to keep the energy up, keep the power, keep the execution well. The judges want to see you shred. They don't want to see you just going through the paces. They don't want like mundane stuff that's just repeated. They want to see good skateboarding done well. Kokona skated great, but the flip indie on one of her runs was after time. Some great lines by Ruby True. Body Varial 540 was a nice addition from Arissa True. Also, always good to see Secure Rip. Nice smooth style. And congratulations to Mizuhu for making the podium. Great run using the whole park. Well done again to Nia Lasso for taking out the event. Having a great line, lots of power, linking together tricks. It really did it for her. Just the use of the park, the power, 360 over the box, the backside Smith, like the execution, the consistency, it edged her ahead of the pack and she won. This was a great event, amazing skateboarding. I'd like to thank the judges, Pat Duffy, Nahuel Martinez, Shari Duffy, Chloe Bernard, Mike Cragnell. Thanks to everyone for coming. I'm hoping you are enjoying shredding, and I hope to see you in China for more. So yes, thank you. Thank you for watching.